All right, guys, in this video, I have an update for you on the Softbank SPAC that was just announced a couple days ago. We talked about it here on the channel. We have a ticker symbol for you and then some news as well from a Bloomberg article that I'm very excited for. So stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Merry Christmas Eve. I hope you're all doing well. I'm really excited to be out in my garage, out of the snow. I tried snow blowing today and the wheel of my snowblower fell off. It's very exciting. So I had to shovel because my in-laws are coming over. But I only shoveled like the bare minimum of the driveway. We have a side door and a front door, and I was like, why am I making a path to the side door? So let's check out this article. So really the key point in this article, and I want to read this part to you right here, okay? It says, the conflict arises because the Vision Fund's goal should be to maximize the value of its investments by negotiating as high a valuation as possible with whoever wants to buy one of its portfolio companies. By contrast, a SPAC should try to acquire a business for as little as possible. This way, it maximizes the returns to other SPAC investors who buy shares hoping to see a pop once a deal is announced. It also helps overcome the high cost embedded in the SPAC structure, including the large block of free shares the sponsor receives, known as the promote. Softbank says this conflict is easily resolved. It will obtain an opinion from an investment bank with the transaction terms are fair. The prospectus acknowledges, however, that potential conflicts may still exist and therefore the terms of the business combination may not be as advantageous to our public shareholders as they would be absent any conflicts of interest. That last section there, the terms of the business combination may not be as advantageous to our public shareholders as they would be absent any conflicts of interest. This changes things for me a little bit, okay, with this particular SPAC, right? So if SoftBank, think of the conflict, right? If SoftBank chooses to bring one of the companies that they own public through this SPAC, it's in their best interest to create potentially a false overvaluation of the company. It's a conflict, right, that we need to be aware of, and that could create a situation where we see a very big dip after the company is brought public. So I don't know. I would love your guys' opinion on which companies that they own that you think they would want to bring public through this structure. And I would love to get those scenarios out there so we can talk about it and have that dialogue, because I don't know. I'm a little bit apprehensive on this SPAC now after reading that. I really, really am. So what do you guys think? I don't know. Let me know. Real quick, I want to cover the ticker symbols. It's super simple. It's SVFA. Those are the Class A ordinary shares. I've seen this SVFU being floated around. That's not the normal Class A shares, okay? SVFA is what will turn into the actual company. So this will be a one-to-one conversion. So whatever company they merge with, okay? Let's pretend it was IPOB and open, okay? So once IPOB became open, whatever shares you owned in IPOB became open at a one-to-one conversion rate. Same price, right? That same thing should happen with SVFA, okay? These other two ticker symbols you see here are the warrants, SVFA, W, and what that is essentially it's an option to buy the shares for $11.50. You pay a little bit of a premium. However, when you buy the warrants are usually only a couple dollars a piece at the beginning. So you buy the warrants at a couple dollars. You have the option to convert those to normal share, Class A shares for $11.50 eventually. So as long as the price gets above, let's say, $14, $15, you're doing pretty well on those warrants, okay? So the warrants can be pretty lucrative to buy into, and some people even trade these warrants as well, okay? Now, SVFAU are units. Units are a combination of Class A shares and warrants, usually in a 1 ratio for the Class A shares and a third of a warrant, okay? And these are usually pretty close in price. The units can be lucrative as well, but not as lucrative as holding just the warrants. I think, in my mind, correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I think it's usually more advantageous in the long run to have warrants or just Class A shares, honestly, in my opinion. But let me know if I'm explaining that wrong. But let me know. Maybe I'm wrong on that strategy, and I would love your opinion. If you guys have a way to play these units that I don't know about, I would absolutely love to hear that from you. So one thing to note as well, if you use platforms like Robinhood or some of the other really popular retail investment brokerages, you will only see SVFA. You won't see the units and the warrants on there. So just kind of keep that in mind. You'd have to be using something like TD Ameritrade or Charles Schwab or something like that to be able to see the units and the warrants. Okay, and I think you can do it through WeBull as well. And you'd have to check on that. But I do see those available sometimes on WeBull. So guys, what do you think? What do you think about this SPAC potentially merging with one of their own companies? It's kind of crazy. This is a very unique situation that I didn't think of as a conflict of interest at first, because I mentioned that there was a potential that they would take over one of their own companies, but I didn't really think of the potential conflicts of interest. But they certainly arise there, right? So you guys have to let me know. Please let me know what you guys think. I would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another video. Merry Christmas Eve. I really, really appreciate you. I'm going to get back to not shoveling my driveway because it sucks. I never want to shovel again. I was looking up snow removal services because it's getting to the point now where I was like, I'm out there, right? And I'm shoveling and I'm thinking, I could be making a video right now. I could be doing research on stocks. I could be trading right now. What am I doing? Why am I shoveling? And some of you are going to say, get your kids to shovel. But they're all weak because they have video game hands, always playing video games. Very weak children. But I love them. For any of you Minnesota people that are watching, if you know any good snow removal people, let me know if you want to come over and plow my driveway for me in exchange for talking about stocks. I would love that. Let me know. Merry Christmas Eve, guys. I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful holiday. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. As always, if you didn't already do it, click that beautiful red subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Then all the other reindeers used to laugh and call him names, and they never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And then all the reindeers loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Merry Christmas.